House of Representatives Ad hoc Committee on Rivers has issued a 48-hour ultimatum to the sole administration of the state, Vice Admiral Ibok Eke Ibas, retired, to submit breakdown of major items in the 2025 1.48 trillion naira appropriation bill. The chairman of the committee, Honorable Julius Ihonvere, issued the ultimatum Monday at budget defense session in Abuja. The members of the committee directed the sole administrator to submit the medium-term expenditure framework, which a legal document that should precede budget presentation. Ihonvere, who is the majority leader of the House, queried the allocation of 24 billion naira for CCTV cameras to be installed in the state government house, demanding for the breakdown. He also queried the allocation of 30 billion naira for the purchase of gunboats and 23 billion naira earmarked for contingency reserves, requesting for justification of the sum. The chairman said that the committee also observed and questioned the allocation of state funds to existing federal projects without agreement with the federal government refunds, among others, requesting for additional details for these allocations as well as details of state internally generated revenue in the last 3 months to enable them no financial flows of the state. Ihonvere commended President Bola Tinubu for his intervention that brought about peace between the suspended executive and legislature in the state.
The committee also believes that allocating state funds to undertake federal projects without existing agreements is not proper. Even if you met it, you should demand to see that document to be sure that state funds already allocated to the states does not find its way back to the federal government one way or the other. We are not against the project. We are just saying the proper thing should be done. The question of 30 billion for gunboats and 25 billion for contingency. We know Rivers State has its own peculiarities, but we need additional details for those allocations. For the appearance. And like I said, the documents we want within 48 hours. So give them 48 hours. That is fine. If you can make it 24 hours, since these are not particularly complicated documents, that will be fine. But the maximum is 48 hours to get to us.
We see a total of 264 billion naira just for State House. There are some worrisome components in that allocation. For example, what is the justification for 30 billion naira allocation for gunboats?
Let's see from the revenue, you have 19 billion. And so you have an operating deficit of about 566 billion. And my question is, how can you justify this operating deficit? And how are you funding it? Because I've also taken a critical look at your receipts, aids and grant, capital development fund, debt, domestic and foreign. So how do you justify that expenditure? Is it necessary? And when you juxtapose that with some of the things you've done under works, like renovating your state secretariat for 50 billion, what justifications do you have around this?
Earlier, Ibas, who was represented by the Senior Special Assistant on Strategy and Policy, Mr. Andrew Nweke, stated that the administration inherited many of the items in the budget. According to him, the budget is a reflection of the interest of Rivers people as it was designed in line with needs assessment carried out by implementation agencies. Nweke said that Rivers had a lot of peculiarities, saying that the 30 billion naira earmarked for gunboats was to support security agencies in their fight against insecurity on the waterways. He also told the lawmakers that Rivers is often hit by floods, insecurity and other unforeseen natural circumstances, saying that the 23 billion naira contingency fund was to address such. For the allocation, 24 billion naira earmarked for CCTV in the state government house, Nweke said that the office of the governor is that of honor, stressing that the need to ensure modern technology security surveillance, among others. He further said additional documents required by the committee will be made available to the committee to enable easy legislative process.
Supported the security agencies in the discharge of their responsibilities. And with River State, it hasn't been different over the years. The environment is generally a maritime environment, and there's a need to support the efforts of the federal government to aid the services and the work that the security agencies are doing over the years. And that is why we have this provision that we have there, with respect to the provision for gunboats specifically.